I'm just ready for an exciting team. A lot of people just really don't really know what to expect, but I know deep down inside that we're going to have a team that's real explosive, young, and really energetic. They're going to bring a lot to Georgia Nation this year. Bring a lot of smiles to our fans. Uh, Paul is an awesome player, great guy. But we knew that football must goes on. The secondary, we the last man standing on that field. We know we have to communicate with each other because we don't want any blown coverages. Blown coverages lead to touchdowns and lost games, and that just make us communicate even more because Paul was a great communicator. He always communicated with me whenever I was on the short side. Then we had to, communicate off to the wide side of the field. So, defensive backs, we know we have a lot of load on our back. We have a great load on our back. So, therefore, if we don't continue what Paul gave to us, we're going to lose. So, Alan Nasher, he's a great guy. He got a real high spirited guy. He's a humble guy. Can move. Whatever way you want him to move, he's gonna move it. And he's like how like a gnat that's always around your face. He's always on the right receiver like that, natting him, get him to complain. That's the type of corner you gotta have in SEC. You gotta have a physical corner. You gotta have a corner that can compete and that can run. This was my 4th year, so I'm really not. I'm not shocked. We always not in the limelight. And I think our team likes it that way. Our players like it that way. That gives us a little bit more that gives us a lot motivation to look up to and look towards during the season because if you know you're on top, you're gonna be a little bit more complacent than other teams. So we know we have no way but to go is to the top, work our way up, and that's just one thing we've done in the past. Why not start out with some fire? Have a chip on your shoulder. You might as well. That's what's going to make you work harder. That's what's going to make you appreciate it more and when you get it.
Offensively, a lot of people have said that this team is so talented. It's just a point of putting it together. Maybe it's the most talented team offensively that a lot of people have seen in a while. Can you talk about these guys you've seen on the other side of the ball, particularly the return of Sean Bailey?
Man, having Sean back is a big key. That guy is explosive, man. He ate people up in the spring. Offense is going to be real explosive. It's like Georgia, everybody looks towards Georgia defense to be the carrier of the team. I think it's going to be our offense this year because, we have such a younger players on defense. It's going to probably take them a while to really get acclimated with what Coach Martinez and Coach Rick wants them to do on the defense side of the ball. But I believe that those guys are going to work when they get in. They're going to work hard. They're going to play hard. And that's just going to be it. Then they're going to know what Georgia ball is going to be like. Our offense, they have so many weapons on offense. You have Thomas Brown back. You have Mikey Henderson coming back. You got A.J. Bryant. Our receiving core is probably, I believe, is the best receiving core in the nation because those guys have been there since freshmen. You got A.J. Bryant, Kenneth Harris, D'Amico Goodman's coming back. You got Mikey Henderson. You have Mike Moore. You have Tony Wilson from Daytona Beach. Those guys are real loose, and those guys are ready to play. They're ready to get the balls in their hand. And I believe that Coach Bobo is going to put the ball in their hands.
Kelin, Banks being kind of under the radar.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that's a reflection of Coach Rick because he's not one of the coaches in the league that makes bold statements and gets a ton of publicity? Do you think your team is a real reflection of him?
I believe it is too. I believe so. Coach Rick is a real humbling guy. He knows what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. And you really don't hear about Georgia players saying things off the wall. And that's how he molds us. That's what he teaches us to watch what you say, because it can come back to haunt you. And that's just one thing being about under the radar that we love. That's our comfort zone because that's what we have a little bit more edge on over teams when we play them in the season. And then when summer workouts, we know that the media is not going to give enough pub or whatever the case may be. We know that, so that's what we keep on our shoulders when we're working out in the weight room. We run those sprints, those team sprints, That's what makes us. That's what makes us come together as a team. That's what made us come together when we lost those games this past year, and we finished out on top. That's what makes us Georgia.
Kelin, of all the teams we'll face this year, which passing attack do you think will test the defense, and particularly the secondary, the most?
I would say our first game is going to be a big test because they have a big time receiver. They lost one of them in Woods. Am I correct? And he's a great guy. He had a lot going for himself. I wish him the best in his career, whatever he may do with it. But their tight end. Their tight end is probably going to be the best tight end we see this year. He's a great player, physical, can run, can jump and catch. And that quarterback makes them a better team as well too because he's very elusive. He can buy his receivers time, and once he get it in the air, they catching it. So I believe that Oklahoma State is going to be probably our big issue. The past years, Florida just won it harder than us. It's just point blank. They won. And there's no buts, ifs about it. They did this better, they did that better. They just wanted it more. They worked harder, obviously, and practiced it more than we did. That's just facts. There's no excuses. They beat us, and you have to come back next year ready to work, ready to win. Because in history proves that Georgia has a little trouble with Florida, but it's on those seniors' backs. It's on my watch. It's on Brandon Miller's watch, A.J. Bryant's, Thomas Brown's watch. What are we going to do to make sure that we win our senior year? That's what you got to look at now. You can't look at history. You can't look at tomorrow. You got to look at what's on your plate right now. We have to win. If we don't win, we go home. That's a long drive or on the flight back, whatever the case may be. However you get there, fans going to be pissed, but you got to get ready for the next Saturday. Yes, we did. We watched it as a team. Great job. I love them. You should get an Academy Award for that one. Yeah, we watched it. I think it was University when we played Florida. We watched it on the way going to one of our games, and everybody was tuned in. Everybody was like, "Wow, this is it was a powerful film. If you haven't watched it, it's real powerful. It has a meaning behind it." But Coach Rick, we were surprised to see Coach Rick on TV like that, on a movie like that. So it was pretty good, and because it made us laugh at a couple scenes that he was in, and he pointed the finger and all that stuff. It was pretty good. Yeah. Probably won't, not for that one. Hey. Oh man, to be honest with you, I think you guys, what you see is what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Coach Rick don't change for anybody. He means what he say. He say what it means, and that's it. And that just, I don't recall not one time him going back on his word for anything. Like he loves people. He help people. He bend over backwards for you. If he's mad, he's mad. If he's sad, he's sad. And that's what makes Coach Rick. He doesn't change. He's humble. And he knows that, and that makes me become a better man because I want what he has in life, as far as being a man, having kids, raising children, and that's just one thing that he installs in our football program. That no matter what you do, he wants us to graduate and he wants us to become a better man. What more else in life can you get? I don't care if we lose every game, every week, whatever the case may be. As long as I have my degree in my hand, and I have a family, and I'm treating them with respect, and I respect people, looking in the eye, tell your family you love them. That's all he cares about, and you're successful. That's more. That's what I'm glad to come to Georgia for. I'm glad to come to Georgia for that.